got a set that not everybody wants, but the people that want it really want it. The people that don't want it, I'm gonna show you one thing that's gonna change your mind today. Let's get into the turtle punk disguise turtles. What did I say? Let's look at this stuff because I'm super excited and I wanna thank NECA for shipping this thing to Target, which then I found early because somebody just put it out early. Yeah. NECA doesn't send me stuff just because I'm on YouTube. Let's look at these boys. We've got some nice artwork here on the bottom to signify every one of the boys that are in their punk disguise turtles. And I don't want to waste your time with looking at the box because we've seen that. That's what the side of the box, that's that side of the box. Bottom is important because look at who's involved here. We have to always thank the people, and Thomas, man, is crushing it. Actually, all these people are crushing it, but we just see Thomas on social media a lot more often. So thank you, Thomas. Doing a good job. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't opened it yet. Then on the back, you get a cross-sell of the things you want. I cannot wait for these two. So I'm going to guess that these are going to come out in the second week of Haulathon. I don't know. Just keep an eye out. These are supposed to happen on the 29th, I think, because we've seen only certain items, like this Michelangelo, hitting the shelves early, which means they're probably week one. Anyway, look at the back of the box. You get alternate heads in here. You get some punk styles. We're now into the phase of Ninja Turtle collecting that is from a very specific scene for a few seconds, and then even further into the series for a few seconds more. Let's open it. Slide out that sweet goodness. Oh, baby, that's a tight fit. That's not what she said. Look at these boys. I can't wait to get them out of the plastic. That is the backdrop. We've seen it before. Now it's just stretched out all long tight, long style. And if you 3D print your own stuff, then be sure to pick up Project Kid STL file or whatever they're called, because he made this, and then you can print it and paint it. Get out of here, sleeve. All right, our beautiful little punk boys are out of their plastic. Punks for plastic. Hey, that's a guy. That's a friend of a friend. Let's look at all of these details because there's so much going on here and I am here for it. So right off the bat, I want to talk about the accessories, okay? So we have this pizza, which I think is new. I cannot say for certain because there's so many versions of pizza that exist out there. But this is a fun one. It looks like we've got, I don't know, what are these things? So we got pepperonis, olives, mushrooms, and then whatever the little slices are. Somebody's gonna know what this is. There were over 64 flavors of pizza that they talked about in the show. Which one is that? Then we got this skateboard, which seems familiar, and maybe that's just because I'm a fan of the show and I've seen this at some point with my brain, because this is what comes with the Turtles in Disguise set. So a fun skateboard, a little bit different. I like the grunginess and the chopped up, chippy stuff. Next up, we got the boombox. Famous from the scene where they hold it on their shoulders because they're cool punk boys. And what was more cool than being punk in the 90s or 80s? It's got 2 cassette tapes going on inside. The details are there. I like it. It's pretty. It's cool. This is the one that came with the other set of turtles. So a huge difference in the size, but that means now you can finally have one on their shoulders and it actually works. Maybe. We'll find out. Next up, we've got this gun, which is, I don't know. I don't have a freaking clue what it is. There's no hole in the tip of it to do any kind of blasty effects for the future. Somebody in the comments, you know what this is from. Tell me. Please, let us all know what this is from, because I am no Raz Rentals, which is a great channel if you want to watch like 2 hours of everything you need to know about how things relate. Like, there's a really good Turtle Van video. Anyway, then we've got this bag of groceries. And it looks good. I like the sculpt work and the fact that it dips in down here at the bottom. And yeah, all the details are certainly there. The downside of this set is the fact that all the groceries are in the bag. However, there's probably no logical way to make all of these individual accessories and then fit in here. So it's fine. They did what they needed to do. Just as somebody that likes accessories, especially for photography, this is gonna be fun. It just would be even more fun to have them separate. Now here is another bag of different groceries, and we have no idea what these items are, so it's all speculation, but that looks like this one a little bit, which I said in my live stream, I said that I think this looks like a pepper shaker. It's like you'd flip open this side to have a lot of pepper and that side for a little bit of pepper. I don't know, it's fun. But cool, accessories are always a good time. And then we got this guy, which had a little QC issue, kind of. So this little robot had an extra arm in there. So if anybody that's watching this is missing the right arm of this robot, guess what? Hit me up and I'll send this guy to you free of charge. Anywhere in the world, we'll put that thing in an envelope and get it to you. It's so specific from something that I don't know what it is. However, I still love it, and that's okay. I can appreciate this stuff without having doing a deep dive research into absolutely everything. Let's start with one of the coolest Ninja Turtles in the group, Leonardo or Raphael or Michelangelo or Donatello, because they're all cool. If you can't tell, they're punks, and punks are cool. One of the best things about this set is that they have a matte finish, and we love matte finish on our turtles. And if you weren't familiar with some of the releases of the Turtles in Disguise, look at that. They come out like a lighter green, but they're glossy, and then they have that nasty spot on the arm. I think maybe everybody had that problem. The way they should be is this very deep matte look. But the details here, you got these glasses which do not come off, or do they? They don't. They're glued on, but they do have eyeballs underneath. So that's kind of weird. I wish you could just remove them, and who cares if there's little holes in the side at that point. So you have the turtles without their bandanas, which was made famous from a couple episodes. First episode, second, doesn't matter. The jacket looks great. I really love the sculpt work. The fluffiness of this collar is spectacular. The details on through the back with the black lines, and it's amazing how much black lines can make a difference. Now you see his shell poking out underneath, but there is some difference going on here. Different colors, double jointed elbows, which is pretty cool, even though they don't really need it. But because their sleeves are so thick, it's more than 90 degrees, but it's certainly limited still. Now, going through the body, you get some standard joints, the standard leg stuff going on here. But the cool thing about the feet, so they kept the sock as part of the leg sculpt and then just left the shoe. So that was a really smart decision in the design realm. This feels like it's one of those foot pegs that goes at a forward angle to lock in, so I would be very careful with that. Don't let it snap when you're trying to bring it forward or backward, because this one felt really tight. If you love Ninja Turtles, then be sure to head over to my shop and purchase this shirt. It's Krang drawn into a real city, New York City actually, and if you want that as a large print, you can do that as well. Now these guys are gonna have certainly limited articulation, but still pretty good considering the thick collar. Some may have a little bit better head articulation, but as far as the body, it's just the same thing as the other turtles where you get this like lower half of the leg piece. So great, I love it, it's beautiful. On to the next one, Raphael. Some would say he's the coolest one, but they're wrong. Then we have this beautiful matte finish that I just cannot get over. And now some of you may be familiar with the matte finish on the other, like maybe you have the other turtles that are matte, and I'm jealous. Details here with the spikes on the upper half. This is great. I mean, the zipper and everything, it's a beautiful figure. Again, there's one thing in this set that changes the entire set for me, and it is the reason why I have to own these things. Let's keep going. Leonardo looking good. He's got the black jacket on because he's even cooler than the rest, because, you know, black leather jackets are cool. Grease told us that. It's basically what we're seeing with the others. The shell's kind of poking out underneath. The colors, the sculpt work, and the details of all the buttons and the zippers and stuff are really, really nicely done. I love it. The colors pop. And on to the last one, Michelangelo with the biggest grin. So the downside is, only he has this large grin, and since the glasses are attached to the heads, you can never give this large teethy grin to any of the other turtles. That's a bummer, man. Like, if you could swap these things out, even if you had to plug them in, you would at least have one expression to swap around. But the fact that they painted the eyeballs underneath is wild to me, because you can't see them. Again, detail, sculpt work, little spikes here. This is really nice. It's a little soft on the collar, which is good, so you wouldn't necessarily have to be too concerned about that. But I love the details, man, and his belt peeking through, his shell color coming through. There are some minor QC issues where there's a little bit of color splashed over on different things, but it's fine. I mean, if you own NECA turtle stuff, you're kind of used to that. I mean, it's a premium toy and stuff. A lot of things are hand done, like the black outline, so it's fine. So as far as base hands, they all come with gripping hands. However, Michelangelo and Donatello have horizontal hinges, and then Leonardo and Raphael have vertical hinges. So you'll have hands that you can use on other versions of the turtles, which is fine. Now, what are the other hands? So we got more of the same crap we've seen before, which is a lot of flat hands. Raphael's Psy hands, which is interesting because he doesn't come with those, but you have them for the future. And then you get the pointing fingers, which we've seen before, nothing special. And the same thing with the thumbs up. So sets we've had before, but maybe new to you if you've never had turtles before. Now we're getting into the good stuff, folks. We have our alternate heads. This is from much later in the series. I don't know, doesn't matter, because there's one thing about these things that's really gonna make me a happy, happy boy, and I will show you that, I promise. But look at this. It's a nice gritty expression, which looks like very punk-esque, because punks they're gritty, man. And this one, which is a nice classic side grit, that's like Playmates, that's show intro. This is kind of the face you imagine with Ninja Turtles when they're angry. Pretty sweet, love it. Pink mohawk, and Leonardo with the red mohawk. He's kind of got this psychotic look. This is a brand new sculpt. We've never seen this before. The teeth are shown, the inside of the mouth and the tongue, so he's kind of like, he's just lost it, man. He's gonna go crazy. And finally, Michelangelo with the weirdest haircut of all time. It looks like he has a plant on top of his head. And the look on his face is like, well, let's just say he's had the best pizza of his life. But that mouth is new, the eyes are totally new. This is fantastic. Now, obviously, downside is these expressions are unique to these characters, but are they? And somebody probably called it out because I haven't yet, but there's no cell shading on these turtles or any of the accessories in the box, which is really strange. I have been hoping for alternate facial expressions for a very, very long time, and finally, thanks to these punk heads, we've got them. So the good thing is, you can pop these things off. You can have this lower half of the gritting face, but unfortunately, the upper half, that's it. You cannot remove the eyes or anything from this set. The older ones you could technically remove the bandanas from, so I don't know necessarily why you would, but you could. Now, assume that you're getting the new Ninja Turtles, which are mattified. I'll prove it. Michelangelo looking super mattified, just like the new Turtles. Also, he doesn't have the two-tone on his side of his shell like you had with the previous ones. So the shell, there are differences, and I can't wait to open it. So with the future releases of the Turtles, or if you have the older mattified versions, you can do this head swap and it's gonna look a lot nicer than what I'm about to show you. But there we go, folks. So that, because of the slight gloss, the green was different, but you can swap out the expressions of these figures, minus the bandana and the eye parts, but good Lord, now we finally have some of the best expressions for the Turtles, but you can't use these, so forget it. But that's the number one reason for me why I wanted this set, is to pull these things apart and use the bottom half, and now we have some more fun expressions. I cannot believe it. And I know I should have put this in the main video, but I forgot. I'm editing and I thought about it. But yes, you technically can swap the old heads onto the new bodies, but the necks are a little too short with the way it's designed, so it's a very, very tight fit, especially on somebody like Michelangelo. Look at that. Someone stole his neck. So we're gonna need somebody to make some 3D printed neck pegs to extend those. And if you use the new bottom halves with the old top halves, it does kind of technically work, but it is a little tight. So let me know down in the comments, is this a set that you had to get? Because 150 bucks is not easy to swallow. And you probably shouldn't swallow cash. Anyway, and if you want to see the Turtles in Disguise get reviewed to have a nice comparison, then click the top link there. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
I'm king, and they know it. When I snap my fingers, everybody say short. I'm